Hello everyone. In today's episode of No Sweet Talk, we are going to listen to Dr. Subhadra HN, who's a professor in pediatric dentistry and has an additional qualification in nutrition. She's going to be interviewed by Dr. Maitri Savla, who's also a pediatric dentist. Dr. Subhadra will be discussing with us important aspects of early childhood nutrition.
Doctor, let's start with a few questions. What are the basic best infant feeding practices?
According to Indian Academy of Pediatrics, WHO, and Government of Women and Child Development, Government of India, all have recommended exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. Thereafter, that's after 6 months of age, infants can be introduced to complementary food. Complementary food should include variety of cereals, vegetables, and fruits. Along with this breastfeeding should be continued for up to 2 years of life and beyond, as desired by mother and infant.
So what are the mistakes to be avoided, or what are the inappropriate infant feeding practices?
There are quite a few. I'll mention few of them here. One is that the most common mistake is to feed an infant something other than breast milk before the age of 6 months. That is especially cow's milk.
Okay.
Another is adding sugar to infants' complementary food to make it more palatable. Third is ignoring the infant's hunger cue and force feeding them. This does not allow infants to learn when to stop feeding, and this can lay path for overeating, obesity later in life. The fourth one is that feeding infants age inappropriate texture of food. That is, feeding pureed food for a prolonged period of time instead of mashed, chopped, or finger food. By the age of 1, infants should be able to eat similar texture of food as that of an adult. But feeding pureed food for a very long time does not give opportunity for infants to chew on coarse food. Chewing on coarse food helps in development of facial muscles and bone. If that opportunity is not provided, there can be poor development of facial muscles and bone. So these are the few things should be avoided when we start complementary feeding infants.
Why should we avoid adding sugars to infant complementary food?
Sugars are not essential nutrients. They devoid all essential nutrients like vitamins and minerals. They're just empty calories. Apart from this, sugars are highly addictive. Infants and children who get used to having sweetened food refuse to have food which is not sweet or less sweet. Okay, the taste preference which develops early in life can lay path for taste preferences later in life. As well, so this is the reason why we should limit adding sugar and salt to infant complementary food, at least up to the age of 1 year.
Are there any harmful effects of consuming high amount of sugar?
High sugar consumption makes infants and children hyper-irritable and cranky. This is because the blood sugar goes on a roller coaster ride. As they consume high sugar diet, the blood sugar shoots up, and when after some time it sharply falls down. This makes children hyper-irritable. Apart from this, high sugar consumption also increases the risk of tooth decay and high risk of developing overweight and obesity. As we know, obesity increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart diseases, and various type of cancers. Natural sugars like jaggery or palm jaggery or honey are assumed to be better than white sugar, or they're promoted to be better than white sugar, as they are less processed and have some minerals. But we need to remember that they are also sugars and excessive consumption of this can result in similar ill effect as that of white sugar.
You mentioned about cow's milk earlier. So why should we avoid cow's or goat's milk in the first year of life?
Cow's milk, buffalo milk, or goat's milk, or any other animal milk, which is very different from breast milk. The composition is too different. Each species milk is specifically meant for that species. For example, the amount of casein and whey, the ratio is 40 to 60 in breast milk, whereas in cow's milk it is 80 to 60. That means the casein is present in higher concentration in cow's milk, okay, which is difficult to digest and assimilate. As well as the amount of fat is higher in cow's milk, that is saturated fat is higher, whereas unsaturated fat is higher in human's milk. This helps in brain development. And though calcium is higher in cow's milk, its bioavailability is lower in breast milk. And also cow's milk is lower on iron, vitamin C, and D. Iron, because it is deficient on iron, it increases the chances of anemia in infants. Also, cow's milk can trigger allergic reactions. It can damage the gut epithelium, can result in microbleeding, which could be one of the reasons for anemia in infants. However, the curd, which is a fermented milk, can be safely fed to infants above the age of 8 months. That is because fermentation breaks down the protein molecules and makes them easy to digest, and it's less harmful than the milk.
So thank you, ma'am, for answering our questions for today on infant feeding practices.
Thank you very much.